Hello and welcome back to the 5th random playthrough of Conquest of Elysium 5 on my channel here. And we've already been through the Troll King, Druid Queen, Baron and Senator. This time we're gonna go with the Druid. Now these first 5 that we're playing with here are the 5 that I have the most experience with playing in the game and I have been enjoying quite a lot to play. We're gonna turn on Battle Reports, go for large map, leave society in random, and we're gonna turn on Wilder, which basically means that the neutral AI faction, Independents, the grey, the grey colored dudes will have significantly more numerous forces, which makes for a little bit different challenges, I find it. And after I started using this, I haven't looked back. It really made the game more interesting for me. Instead of your decision being which order do you take these 7 villages in, because they're all guarded by like 2 spearmen anyway. Now it's like, okay, do I take that village first, or do I take that city for a little bit of casualties and then regroup and la-di-da? There's a little bit different thought process that goes into the game with Wilder on. At least in the early game, I think. So, and it's the same for everyone. The AIs will be affected by the same challenge as well as me. We're gonna add one more AI, so there's 6 AIs plus me, meaning 7 total on the map. We're gonna up the difficulty of every AI to count, meaning that they, I believe, start with a few more units, and also get 100% boost to all income. Which is a bit, but we should be able to do it still. What I'm also liking to do here is just kind of changing around the colors a little bit, so we don't have just the same base colors, and I feel like we're going to go with the brown color scheme thing this time. And the thing is, every time you start the game, everything is randomized, pretty much, except for the colors. They are always the same, which, for me, if you change these up, that's another layer of replayability. We're going to quickly read through the Druid's lore here. And the Druids like to portray themselves as priests of nature and the saviors of Elysium. Most do not agree with this description, but what is certain is that they have found a way to coerce the beasts of Elysium to do their bidding. However, meddling with the forces of nature is dangerous, and it is only a matter of time before the Druid is lured into helping the beasts in a war against humankind. When such beasts attack human settlements, they are backed by the power of the Druid. Helping the beasts is surely an act of evil, but no one can deny that leading the animals is a great feat of magic, as the beasts of Elysium have strong souls and are not easily swayed. Influencing nature requires collecting magical herbs and using them in mystic rituals. Ultimately, the Druid may even win the support of powerful beings of legend that can only be contacted through communion with the most ancient forest where the soul of the wild runs deep. Most beasts are stronger than humans, but they are usually lacking in ranged attacks and siege abilities. Not necessarily though. You got some wall climbers, you got some spitters, you know, you got some stuff. You got some... Well, we'll get to it when we get to it. So abilities, pretty scanty looking list here compared to some other classes. The Druid collects herbs from forests and jungles, as does the Witch and the Druid Queen and maybe the Barbarian. I'm not sure on that one. I haven't actually played the Barbarian myself yet. The Druid can use herbs to perform rituals. The Druid and all animals under his command are stealthy in forests. Which, this can... I mean, it's nothing special, but the class still plays pretty well, I think. And the stealthy in forest. You can have like a little non-stealthed force and have them packed in with like a stealthed force, and then you can kind of troll your enemy into attacking what they think is not that much, and then turns out they attack into a massive army, and you can fool your enemy in these ways. For instance, so we'll see if we can produce some examples of how this can be useful as we play through. So we picked the Druid, and I would like to go with a dark green or maybe dark brown color, but the thing is, you need to take forests and jungles and such, and they are pretty much these colors right there, so it's going to be hard to see at a glance which forests and jungles you have captured and which ones you haven't. So we're going to go with a bit more distinct color that is kind of greenish, like a greenish blue, maybe? Yeah, we're going for a greenish blue. Right, now I want to call this guy Waldo. Because I want to run off into the forest when the enemy's chasing me down, and I want to make them think, huh, where's Waldo? Because I'm going to stealth up, baby. Now, in my experience, it is a little bit of RNG, whether or not you're going to actually have a good time playing the Druid. Because you can get a Druid that's really capable, or you can get a Druid that's absolute trash. That is the case for many classes in this game. But let me just quickly show you that the units that he has available for gold is pretty trash as well. So you do want to use animals if you can. 5 hit points, 0 armor, got a javelin, got a spear, can throw the javelin once per combat before engaging in melee combat, got a shield, can mitigate 0 to 1 damage melee and 0 to 2 damage from range. Nothing special, right? And then we have the bare-chested slingers, which is the same. They just have a slinger instead of a javelin, and they have a dagger, so they're less effective than the spear wielders in the close combat scenarios. You got a swordman, got none of that javelin and slinger stuff. Got a broadsword doing 1 to 7 damage, and is fairly weak. Got a shield also, they all do, but so these, you can't always recruit boar warriors, but they are more viable to recruit. If I was going to recruit anything, I would recruit 4 of these for 50 gold and whatever iron cost it has, rather than 5 of the other ones for 50 gold. Simply because it has armor, it has a little bit more hit points, it can go berserk, and it does 1 to 10 damage, so these aren't too bad, actually. And we have a Hornblower here causing fair damage. He also has local leadership, giving +1 morale to any unit in your army within 2 tiles of him. Now this, what the fair effect here does from the Carnix Horn is that you roll it, and then you measure it up against the morale of your target, and if this is higher than the target's morale will flee in panic. No, sorry, the target will flee in panic. I don't think his morale will flee, that's not how morale works. You got Beast Cavalries. I mean, they're fast. If you get a commander with them, they can run around the map and, like, move 4 tiles per turn. So, could be useful in that sense, but they're fairly weak compared to other cavalries that I've seen. Like Armor 1, they have a javelin and broadsword, no lance charge, no hoof attacks, not a whole bunch of hit points. Definitely weaker than cavalrymen, for instance. And then you have some chieftains. That would be your squad leaders. With local leadership 1. Same as the Hornblower. Doing 1 to 8 damage, 1 armor, 11 hit points. So, yeah, I mean, weaker than the boar warriors, for sure. But he can lead an army around. Now, the sense that this is RNG, and oh, wait a minute, this is animal, isn't it? A strange crossbreed of a rooster and a wyvern. The cockatrice is much deadlier than the 2 of these ordinary beasts together. The cockatrice will petrify any living or at least remotely living thing just by looking at it. You do not want to fight this monster, and you probably don't want it fighting with you either, because it is not very particular about where it looks. So petrifying gaze, beam 10. Range 10. That's great to have this thing right outside of base. Absolutely love it. Yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah, but it's an animal. So, and in that regard, the RNG part here is that you can get command animals, you can get domestication, you can get befriend animal, you can get, I think, some other things that can charm animals over to your side, which you want, because then you can bolster your army with animals. Now if we look around here, there's some levies in this coastal hamlet. The Serpent Tribe village has, well, a lot of poisonous stuff, poison javelins, this and that, so we're not really going to touch that too soon. There's a couple of pygmies in this jungle here, and 4 giant mantises in this jungle here that we can see so far. We also have these 2 farms and the hut that we started. Now, we got stationary defenses in this hut. Venus Trap, 1 to 10 damage. Stationary and immobile. Not all that, but they can protect against like a small pack of wolves or something. So you can actually take your entire army with you in most cases when you start off and start doing some stuff with it, rather than having to leave units behind. You don't have any walls defending anything, but it is what it is. So we're gonna start looking into the special powers here, which we'll get more into as we move along. As you can see, we have minor animal summoning and summon mythic beasts. I don't think we could have gotten a better start here. Maybe this could have been major animal summoning instead of summon mythic beasts. But mythic beasts are a bit stronger than the major animal summoning beasts, but you can only cast it in ancient forest. Minor animal summoning you can cast anywhere, but it's gonna be minor. It's probably gonna give you better results if you cast it in like a forest or something than, say, snowy plains. Basically, the results this has been yielding for me in snowy plains is rabbits, so I wouldn't really recommend doing that. But yeah, we're gonna have a look here at this guy. He's got Barkskin and Poison Wine, our apprentice, and we're gonna look at him first because I want to rename him to Darion. As Animal Force Stealth, which was the described ability that all animals under the command of this leader will get the Force Stealth ability. And the Force Stealth ability is this unit is stealthy while in a forest or jungle. A stealthy unit can only be seen by a unit that has the Acute Senses or Spirit Sight ability. Stealth has no effect in combat, only on the world map. If an enemy enters the same square as the stealthy unit, there will be combat. Ooh, had to mute myself for a second there. So we got Barkskin, basically giving +1 armor to 5 units. It doesn't say it only affects friendly units, so I guess we might accidentally cast that onto the enemy as well, which would be unfortunate. Now we got Poison Wine, causing entanglement at a range of 6 for 1 target, and can also, if it affects the target, do 1 to 5 poison damage. And so this guy isn't all that. We can see what kind of special powers he has. He also has minor animal summoning, actually. So in that sense, we've been pretty lucky with what rituals they have available straight from the get-go, because these are, in my opinion, the most useful types of really early game rituals. So you can get an army to snowball with. And Waldo has Befriend Animal. Okay, so it's not that, so he can befriend a singular animal at a time. Yeah, and he has Briar Cage, causes an entanglement on 9 units at one time. He's got Oak Army, giving +1 armor to only friendly units in a burst of 25. We're definitely gonna have that active. And he got Poison Vine that can also entangle 1 target. We already went through that on the other guy, I believe. Yeah, he also had Poison Vine. So what we're gonna do, I believe, since we got jungle here, it takes a whole turn to go into jungle, which is a bit unfortunate. But this cockatrice, we're gonna just give all these units. We got 10 bare-chested warriors to scout and 5 bare-chested slingers, in addition to Darion as well here. So a total of 18 units that we can move out with, and we're gonna actually attack this guy and hope that we can make friends with him. We're gonna befriend animal. So important to turn that on. You can select which spells to cast, but your casters will select randomly between them. And yeah, well, at level 2 you can memorize 3, and at level 1 you can memorize 2, which is, you have 2 when you start out. So we are going to just go for this cockatrice and hope for the very best that we can take it over and use it for ourselves. At least it didn't kill our army. Let's see how this went. Yeah, he petrified 1 of our guys. Come on, befriend animal, befriend animal, befriend animal, befriend animal. Okay, well, he killed a slinger, I believe. Yeah, so okay, he's gone. We don't need to worry about him. I guess we didn't need to bring that large of an army to engage him. So let's see, there's a Hyena Tribe Witch Doctor kind of roaming here. That's not so good. He's got Boots of Strength. And Hedge Magic level 1. Hedge Magic isn't all that. There can be some annoying things in it, but generally it's not a big issue. What we're gonna do though, we're gonna keep this army together here, I think. Oh, actually, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna have Darion. He can take the slingers, and he can take the scout, and he can take four slingers, 4 warriors, and a scout. No, not the scout. Okay, so he'll roam around with 8 units. We're gonna scout a little bit around with him. And then Waldo here can have the 5 bare-chested warriors and a scout with him. Just so we have a little bit up front, so he won't be attacked. And maybe he can befriend some of these mantises. So we're going to send Waller up a little bit here to do a little bit of scouting. Got a cigarette here with a Herald. And a lot of Barlight, Zealots and Archers. Doesn't look too bad actually, but we certainly can't take it on just yet. Coastal Hamlet with 14 levies. Alright, we're going to attack those giant mantises. And I think Darion can actually just kind of start taking some jungles here so that we can get more herb income. And then we can start summoning some animals up next turn, which could come in handy, and hopefully we can also... I hope we get access to library, level 2. The sooner the better, because then we can get some of the better animal charm spells. Right, we're just going to move on to the next turn here, and hopefully we captured a... whoops, I see we left some units on the farm there. Okay, befriended one. Oh, so that's got single target. Ah, but he cast it twice, okay. So we have one giant mantis. Hopefully we can take one more, or even more than that. What did he cast there? Orc Army. Giant Mantis is affected, so I guess, yeah. Okay, it actually, yeah, with his move it only affects friendly units. Perfect, we have 3 Mantises. One of them has a never healing wound, which is a bit unfortunate, but... whatever, we lost a bare-chested warrior and gained 3 Mantis. Mantises are much better. We have a quick look here, they have 12 to 13 hit points, 1 to 4 damage that can attack twice per turn with an initiative of 7, which is higher than the bare-chested warrior's initiative, and whoever has the highest initiative goes first. Nice little 4-star to bolster our ranks with. But yeah, what did we leave here? We left one bare-chested warrior there. Ah, there's a couple of tigers there. Yeah, we might want to... Okay, we're gonna hope these tigers don't attack him, because then they're just gonna die, and I kind of want them in my army, if I'm honest. So this very turn we will just kind of skip. I know we have one more action point, but... yeah, I want to attack this with both our guys. Just in case he has... Nah, just waste of time. We can take that on. If we can't take that on, I should quit playing this game. And, yeah, let's see, maybe we can befriend this hyena. No. Well, okay, maybe we can kill them fast then. Yeah, no casualties. Crushed them pretty good. And we have Boots of Strength. Which, what exactly did that do again? Mountain move and strength +2. So I'm thinking we're giving this Boost of Strength to... I guess the Mantises can't take that, they only have miscellaneous magic item slots. But we can give it to, for instance, this warrior here. Increasing his damage from 1 to 4 to 1 to 6. Which is pretty neat. And then... there's these 2 tigers here that I want to try to make friends with. We could attack these serpent tribe dudes as well, but for now I'm not gonna be doing that. Let's get a hornblower just so we can see what he is capable of. And with that, we pass on to the next turn. It's been a battle in a jungle. Well, we already knew that was gonna go down. Okay, Briar Cage, so that means that they are entangled. The entanglement victim cannot do anything until it breaks free by making a successful strength test versus 1d14. Hopefully we can befriend him. That is what I would hope that he would use. Yes, okay, we do have a tiger now. With Bite 1 to 7, Claw, Attack 1 to 4, low initiative or whatever, 21 hit points. So a little bit more survivable than our base units. And yeah. Let's say that's pretty sweet. We're going to use special power though. And let's try minor animal summoning. We got a great ape out of it. 16 hit points, no armor, 1 to 4 fist damage and 1 to 5 bite damage, and wall climbing. If we can get enough units that are wall climbing, like the mantises, then we can really do some damage to enemies when we are in, well, attacking fortified cities and such. Unfortunately, this thing has been cursed. Oh wait, we got more? Did I accidentally click again? No, I only think we had 1 AP. So we got a couple of regular apes as well. Not bad. Not bad at all. Can they wear boots? No. Okay. Can the great apes wear boots? No. Alright, well then we know they can't wear boots. These animals apparently have no fashion sense. I think we can take on these pygmies here and can claim that jungle for more herb income. These guys are... Ah, that reminds me. Preferences, show an independence move, it is on. Good. Early game I like to have that on. Just have a little bit more control of what's going on. Okay, there's a farm. I'm not really that concerned with the gold income when I'm playing with this faction, at least not this early on. Getting the herbs going seems to me to be better. We're gonna do some minor animal summonings here in the desert and see what we can get. Couple of snakes, that's kind of trash. Venomous bite, 1/1, 1 damage, but 1 to 10 poison damage. Although 2 hit points, they're tiny though, so it's like a 50% chance they'll be missed. Cold-blooded, -1 strength in snowy locations. That explains why when I played with the Senator in the last playthrough and ran into these in the snow, they did 0 damage. Because they had 0 strength. But I got wall climbing and swamp moves, so I mean we could throw them at some walls, they'd climb up, distract the enemy archers for a little while. Maybe poison them. And we're gonna just do... Are we gonna do this ritual again? Yeah, we're gonna do one more time. More snakes. Okay, fantastic. Well, okay, we got some throwaway snakes that might be able to poison some units. And we're gonna take this jungle. It's a High Lord and 5 Knights, we don't necessarily want to mess with them with this army. There's a chance we could fair these guys as well. They have less morale than our Carnixhorn does in fair effect. I'm not sure actually if you roll a 5 on this, then if that crits it and you can roll again, and then if you roll another 5, that crits it again, you can roll again and just keep adding up fair damage. I guess we'll find out at some point, maybe. That's kind of why I'm bringing this guy, to see if this is the case, or, well, see if we can learn something about it. Anyway, let's see how the battle went here. Barkskin has been cast and everything died pretty quickly. We did lose a snake though, but can't say I really care. We're gonna try this one more time in this jungle and see what we get now. We got a ape. Okay, so apparently this guy isn't exactly summoning like a pro like Waldo is. That's fine. Yeah, we can't do major animal summoning on Waldo right now, but that's also fine. Okay, we're gonna take this farm right here, but we might want to turn off Befriend Animal and turn on Poison Vine, because there's not gonna be any animals in there. Then we move on. Cybele. These names sometimes, man. The Dryad Queen has been eliminated. The last city was conquered by independence. Well, that's good. Dryad Queens can spiral and snowball a little bit out of control by the late game if they get enough ancient forests up and running where they just have pans and minotaurs and all that stuff going. There's been a battle on the farm, so we're gonna look at it, and hopefully no casualties. No casualties, but our mantises are a little bit messed up. This guy's feeble-minded, so feeble-minded units have reduced magic resistance and increased morale. Spellcasters with this affliction will also have their magical abilities reduced. You really don't want to have this on a spellcaster. Unfortunately, somehow this one is cursed. And a cursed unit has a greatly increased chance of receiving battle afflictions. So the mantises aren't going to be very permanent on our army, I feel. This guy's got a never-healing wound. Yeah, so they're just kind of here for the moment. But we did get that farm. And I'm a little bit reluctant to take on those levies, but we're going to take the jungle here so we get a little bit more herb income. And maybe we should go over and take on those guys, actually. I think I will do that next turn. Just that this area is as secured as it can be before we kind of move on a little bit. We will do a minor animal summoning. Goats, how nice. And another one. Dogs. Okay, 1 to 3 damage, 3 hit points. I mean, nothing special, pretty much same as the goats. No, we're not going to cast anymore. We don't want to waste the last action point before attacking. But I mean, the cannon fodder at least, so... yeah, we have a bit of cannon fodder with us. Let's just look at these guys. They are aquatic, yes. So they will never bother us on land. Okay, that's been taken out. Let's see how it went. Right, we're losing a few animals, so... what's this guy got? Venom. Ooh, that's pretty dangerous. 1 to 26 poison damage on a single target. And he can summon snakes, but who cares about snakes? Had I known he could summon snakes, I would have put on Befriend Animal actually for the battle, just because maybe we could capture them. And now he is entangled, so he will need to break free from that before he can do anything. And he is dead, so entanglement is quite nice. And we lost the guy with the boots. Whatever. Yeah, what we're gonna do, well, we're in the jungle here, we're just gonna do minor animal summoning on both of these guys. Darian can do one too. And I think we should stop doing minor animal summonings and try to get some better ones, because honestly there's been a lot of trash summonings. We're gonna give all the animals to Waldo. He's gonna be our animal guy, and then we're gonna have Darian take control of all the human troops. Which aren't that many at the moment. We have lost quite a few. But whatever. We can buy more, I suppose, if we feel like doing that. Right, so we passed the next turn. We're going to take this hamlet next. And there we go. Moving on. Okay, so we've secured the start area as much as we can. We can't mess with that cigarette, but we don't need to at this point anyway, so it's fine. And yeah, it took some casualties. We lost the hornblower. Well, screw the hornblower then. 2 snakes, 3 rats. Snakes and rats in the same group. That seems like a dangerous combo. 2 apes, a tiger. We lost whatever. We still got some units. Okay, so what we're gonna do then is split these 2 guys up. We'll take the Boots of Strength and hand them over to one of this guy's units. Let's go with that guy. Just making 100% sure that Darian has the human dudes now, and he does. Okay. Fantastic. What we're gonna do is explore down here with Darian and see what's up. These guys are aquatic, except for the amphibian here, but if amphibians are grouped up with aquatic beings, they will not be calling onto land because the group mates are aquatic, and they cannot call onto land. What I want to do is go into the jungle here, and we will next turn do a summon mythic beast. No, we won't, actually, because we can't. It has to be in an ancient forest. Right, yeah, it can't be in a serpent village. Oh well. We're gonna do something else then with him real quick. We will have a decent amount of herbs, 112 herbs, and we can do Ritual of Mastery. That's not what I was looking for. We'll just get another minor animal summoning going. Oh, that's pretty good. Giant ants. 21 hit points, 2 armor. These are pretty solid, actually. They got siege tunneling, wall climbing, and are semi-stupid. So they will move on their own if given the opportunity. They will behave normally once taken command of by a leader. They have Acid Spray, which is armor negating at a range of 2 and at a beam of 2, so it will shoot out 2 squares, whatever spits that, which is kind of nice. And in addition, they have Bite. So, with the armor, I'd say good stuff. We now have a little bit more solid units to go exploring with, and we will explore what's up on the north here. If this is the end of the world down here, so to say, and that's kind of nice, because then this area is pretty secure for us. This is a temple. Maybe we want to take that as soon as we can. I mean, I'm looking at his Dark Prayers. Level 1, it's not all that. All of this is not really all that, but I don't know if we should be taking it on just yet. We can probably, like, at a point in time in the future when we come back here for, like, reinforcements or something, although I find it unlikely we'll go back to pick up these types of units, so we'll see how we do it with that. At some point we'll probably deal with it, but right now it isn't priority. Right now the priority is to move on to the next episode, because we have just about hit the 30-minute mark. So I will thank you for watching so far. Hopefully it was enjoyable, and yeah, we're gonna see where this playthrough takes us. We have now 5 AI enemies left after the Dryad Queen got eliminated, so we'll see what's what, and if this is just ocean on every side there, then our hut is in a very secure location, because it's a little peninsula surrounded by ocean and got like a mountain wall up here that might make the AI not even bother going down here, because it's going to consume 3 AP to cross the mountains, which could be good for us. Either way, yeah. Hope it was acceptable. Of acceptable standard, this episode here, and yeah. I'd appreciate it if you would consider leaving a like on the video, and or maybe even subscribing if you want to see some more content that I make in the future. Both of those two things would certainly help my channel out a bit. And there's a comment section where you can tell me about all the mistakes I made, and with that, I bid you farewell. Have a good one.